Suddenly his mother walked in. And she yelled, he says, Jews don't do this. It's crazy. You know, now he's looking back and what do you mean Jews don't do this? Jews keep Shabbos. Jews don't need any Yom Kippur. Oh, what's going on there? It's a Roma Vina, right? Paganism. I want you to know the deepest depths. Do you think Saddam was good to their children? You know what they did with the daughter of Lot? Does everybody here know? I'll put it in a nutshell. Avraham Avinu had two best students. On the men's side, it was Yitzchak. On the women's side, it was the youngest daughter of Lot. The youngest daughter of Lot secretly was giving out tzedakah to poor people in Sodom. You know, in Sodom, a poor man doesn't last long because nobody's feeding him. It's not permitted to give food to a poor man. He dies. Suddenly they discover there's a poor man in Sodom and he's still alive. What's going on there? So they took you know, the KGB to find out, and they saw that the little girl of Lot feeding him. Even too gruesome. You know what they did? They took off her clothes, put honey all over her, and she was eaten up by the bees. You know, the Torah says, Hakitzah Kosobora. Her crying came to me. Her crying. And everybody knows that the neshama of this little girl came back as a holy Mother Ruth. You see, Mashiach comes from Yitzchak and from Avraham Avinu best pupils, Yitzchak, right? And from the daughter of Lot.
On Shabbos, I was asking, I really couldn't quite find if there was a kesher between Sachak and Sa'ak. And I see that the Sachak and Yitzchak...
So when you're in top form, when someone laughs very loud, it sounds sometimes they're calling for help. Very, very close. Yeah, no. So when you're in top form today. Gotta go along, yeah? Well, you're leaving over there, not yet? Okay. So you hear, friends, I just saw an unbelievable book, I think I shared with you. When I'm in Germany, I'm buying a lot of German books. And there is somebody, unbelievable service here. You hear, friends? I'm reading a lot, you know, it's unbelievable about the war, you know. This is written, there's a very big writer, his name is Gonzalez, I don't know if you heard of him. He's one of the greatest writers, you read about him? But it's only in German, maybe it's not said to English. He writes an unbelievable story about, it's a true story. The son of a general, German general, he's in Italy, and he is fighting the Italian underground. So finally they realize that there's an unbelievable, you know, underground, how do you call that for fighting secret, what's the name? What? No, special name. Partisans, right? And he hears that they're somewhere in the forest, and he's like the son of a general, so he's a big officer. Supposed to find them, to fight them. Okay, one night he captures the general of those partisans. Who is it? A young lady. Okay, he throws her on the floor, puts her in chains, and then she starts talking to him. I mean, this is unbelievable in the book, right? And the way she says to him, who are you to fight me? It's not your country. And live happily till you can. What are you doing to the world? And the way she talks to him, at home he never heard anything like it. His father's a ruthless general. So he decides to join them. His mom is joining them. And suddenly the Germans see that everything goes over now because he gave him out all the secrets. He knows everything. And also he is missing. And the third thing is at the end, they catch him. And he's coming before, for the trial, and his father is the judge. Disgusting, right? It's not to be believed. His father, not 1 billion still. No, so he got nothing. He says if it's against the Führer, he doesn't care if it's his son. And the contrast. The way this little partisan girl talks, and the way the German general talks, like, Mamish Saddam and Avram Avinu. And the end is, after he's shot, his father goes back to his room and smokes a cigarette and gives up more. Dead. You see, Saddam, if you want to know how much you're alive, this is the deepest turmoil. How much do you care for your great-grandchildren 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now? I mean, come on, right? Like I told you yesterday, the Kotzker Rebbe said to Shurim, I'll pay you off with grandchildren till Mashiach's coming. Saddam, why was Saddam destroyed? Why is it that most big Rishonim are not really wiped out? Remember Moshe Rabbeinu, when he knocked off the Egyptian, it was Vayake ein ish, the way it's translated, and he saw there is no man. Meaning to say, nobody watched him, he can do it. But the Medrash says, Vayake ein ish, he saw that the Egyptian won't even have children, how good. He saw that if he remains alive, all his children, the Mashiach's coming, will be bad. Meaning to say, whenever even up to Torah you're killing somebody, you have to watch out. Maybe somebody good was supposed to come out of it. But Saddam, they were so disconnected from future generations. I want to tell you something awesome. I had a gewalt feeling. Yitzhak Avinu, when he goes to the Akedah, why is he so ready to go? Why didn't he think, maybe he knew he'll have children and grandchildren, why didn't he feel he has to stay? Because the air was so polluted because of Saddam. Yitzhak was born at the same time. And ocean, when the smoke goes up, the smoke of Saddam was still there. So until he was lying on the altar, and remember, he wanted to die. But then Rivka was born at that moment. At that moment Rivka was born, he saw Yaakov in the 12 tribes. At that moment, for a split second, he was praying, Hashem, please take me out. If you remember, who was the voice, who was the angel who said to God, Atishal Yotranana? You know who it was? It was the angel who was created by Yitzchak's prayer. He should stay alive. For one split second. Now in heaven works fast, right? Avram is holding up the knife, and Yitzchak sees Rivka and the 12 tribes. He saw how much all the intimacy is coming. So he said, wait, please. It's awesome, right? So he is, what is the whole thing? What's the opposite of Saddam? Saddam does not care for children. Saddam does not care for future generations. Because Sodom is mamish only I, and that's it, right? Why is it that when I see a poor man starving to death, I have to help him? Because I'm not the only person in the world. Right? If I walk on the street, I can see somebody dying from hunger, and it doesn't pull my heart, because for me it doesn't exist. Literally it doesn't exist. In my world it doesn't exist. You are too early for tomorrow, but sit down, Helen. Don't get happy.
There's a few chairs up here on the table.
I'm going to say it inside fast, yeah? V'nira pirush inyan kach. Hope you find it. The shayrish adova, the roots of everything, the hakosov mesapetz et kotzer shel. The Apostle wants to tell us the tzidkus of Avraham. V'hinei kol ha'avdus shel Avraham she'osa. When you know the avdus that Avraham was doing, v'over the Shem ba'ava u'b'seichel gadol, you know, how is the word? Avraham Avinu served God with his heart, and also with seichel gadol, with great deep understanding. Hakel ho yama'at be'enav. It looks to him like very little. But Hashem, it was very little for him when he compared it to other miracles and other good things God did for him. And everything you did was not enough for him. So therefore he said in his heart, Imani sagen es as dem kommen es hier ruf des Teufels ani. He says, even if I fix myself, even if I do everything right, but I'm only one person. What? Yeah. Yeah. Lekach, yeah. Therefore he put in other thought. Every mitzvah he did in the name of all of Israel. All of Israel were included in his mamish, in his brains, physically in Avraham Avinu's brains for all the Yidden. Ki haben gronas because the children are hidden in their father's brains. V'in v'marach shel Avraham Yisrael shekvar mikol k'nes Yisrael. V'zeh Avraham Avraham kol davido atik zamshich. If you follow me a little bit, friends. He writes so simple, you know. Mamish says, all the Yidden when Mashiach is coming, they were all Mamish included in the Avraham Avinu's brain. And therefore he says, when he did the mitzvah, he did it with every part of him. Every branch. And therefore he did two favors for us. First, given to who came Kolamitz from his Rabbon and Dumitz, first of all, there's a big difference if an individual is serving God as a whole community. You know, just imagine how many Yidden were from Avraham Avinu to Mashiach's coming. Millions, right? So Avraham Avinu did every mitzvah in the name of all of Israel. Then something else, Well, I don't know if you're doing it. Bachsidim was very special. Mamish, to serve God with your head when you're doing it, not only with your action. What are you thinking about when you're doing it? And all those great Kabbalists, with all the Yehudim, with all the shamans, what they put in the one little act was awesome. Mamish, he paves the highway. He paves the way. Until Avraham Avinu comes, it's a wilderness. And Avraham Avinu, because he did every mitzvah ready for us, it Mamish broke down the walls. Yeah. And therefore he says it's so easy where we know. Shir has existed. I mean, kein Oisam, Machmas Shiklo, Kiem Oisam Pamachas Bekach, Betzavste Vavrom Avinu. He said, therefore, it's so easy for us to do a mitzvah, because Avrom Avinu did it to them already. Then he says, I'm skipping this, and I'm going with Zesh Omar Kosef. Can you dad him Lushan Averot and Hef Oisai? God says, I mamish love him. The Iskel is Sabah B'Shvachman is Avram Kim et Oisef, and then God says, why do I love so much its mitzvahs? The Malach Shlem Avur Sheyitzav, I love him, because when he's doing it, together with him, all of Israel is doing it. He says, L'mana Sheyitzavi has two, mitzvah has two meanings. Mitzvah means a commandment, and also Tzavse comes about binding together. So he says, L'mana Sheyitzavi has bonus. When Avraham Avinu is doing something, he does it together with all his children. It's about,
That's why he was talking about punished, because that's what he's been for last day.
Yeah. Yeah, Mamish. I just said, can you imagine Avraham Avinu is doing anything, and Mamish, he thinks of all of us at that moment. Remember, I told you once, Avraham Avinu, when he walked the Holy Land, he thought of every Yid, right? And if you walk on that Dalet Amos where he thought of you, then you can't leave anymore. But when you didn't find it yet, I want you to know also, I thought the same thing, Shlomo Melech, when he built the Holy Wall, he knew prophetically that this is going to be forever. So every inch of a stone, he thought of another Jew. So if you find that spot where he thought of you, you feel at home. Yeah. What does your heart tell you? So therefore, God is to tell Avram to pray for Sodom, because Avraham Avinu is doing every mitzvah with all his children. What does it matter?
It's in his nature. Respect it.
I understand, but what does that have to do with Sodom? Still don't know, Yeah, that's what I said, but I need a bit more than that, What do you want to say?
At the moment.
Ken? I know, but Sirabla Yitzchak said that God told Abraham that he's destroying Sodom because Abraham Aseh Takol B'Shem Kolam Yisrael. You're right.
Each one is for the moment. Each one is for himself. Everything is just beyond. Nothing is forever.
I know, I think what's something better. Since he's doing it b'Shem Kolam Yisrael, right? And not in Ruth has Mashiach and Einichu. So he did it already together with Mashiach also, right? So don't you tell parents when their child is in danger? So, that's what you meant a little bit? Huh?
Praying, he was arguing with Hashem if there's somebody righteous in Sodom, so all of Sodom should be saved. So it's like if there's anybody in Sodom that can act for the community, then the community should be all right. Because he was asking for all of Israel. It's like some pressure between him and those 10 people who might have been doing it for the rest of Sodom.
Santos, what are you going to say?
It might have been generations later, Sudan, that would be children.
So what I said, because Ruth, much later, and David HaMelech. But since he's doing it in their name, yeah, it's good.
That's the most learned by Yarba and me. Look at that.
This is already Matsu, but it's Minachama, and then it was Moshe and Chazalav Stone. You already had Achayut, Stone.
Tell me again, what?
Minachama, when they took Lot.
Yeah.
When he brought back onto the stone, it was Moshe and Chazalav, North Stone. He left them off to go and live in the stone. He already had the Shikol Chalari, for the faith of Ranjay Stone.
It's always you say 100%, but I'm still looking at something else, it's like shooting right in the target.
Can you give over your question again?
God says because Avraham Avinu is doing everything b'Shem Kolam Yisrael, therefore I have to tell him when Sodom will be destroyed.
It's to protect on Israel from the future Israelites.
The question is, what do we have to learn from this? That Avraham Avinu had to do it for us.
Yeah?
Maybe the only way for the world to communicate with the Almighty is through Israel. And the only way that it can be defended or fixed up, get it approved, is through Israel. And the only way that it can be done is when a human being asks something from the Almighty to do so. But he don't listen to anybody, just to anybody. So it's like a test to Abraham and a teach to his children that no matter things bad, you must not give up hope and pray that something better will happen than whatever is eventually bound to happen.
הכל טוב, כמו שאתה אומר. אצלי עדיין, we need one more little wheel, you know. You sure, what do you say?
He started to, if he wanted to take everybody out of hell, so he had to be very special. You know, he wouldn't leave Gehenna until, he said, until everybody's out of here with me. So they had to check it out and see if he was worthy to have such a power. But the power of Abraham is not just to get rid of it, not to get, if Sodom would be wiped off the face of the earth, then it would be like Abraham would miss his great chance, because the whole point of Sodom is to transform Sodom into something good. So, and then he has to be the one who's Mitzvah, his children, his mom is joining all of our Israel in his actions, because he's the only person like that can save and transform Sodom. I mean, it's maybe the same thing that he said. It's very strong, I think, what he said. It's like the nachash. If you want to get rid of the nachash, you're missing the whole point. You have to take the nachash, the serpent, and make him into something which is good. Into Nechushkan, that you heal.
You know what I'm thinking? how far from Avraham Avinu till 4,000 years, the last Jew who doesn't keep Shabbos doesn't even know he's a Jew. And Avraham Avinu does it for him also. That's a long way, right? God says, Avraham Avinu, you know where you can reach the Dome? You can reach in the most farthest place in the world. If you can take this Gita there and keep Shabbos for him, then you can take Sodom also and do Zavodah for them. You see, obviously, Avraham Avinu said to God, you know, from now on, I do Zavodah for them. You know, from Avraham till Sodom, it's almost the opposite. But you know, on the level, when we're learning Kvitza Sadeh, Avraham Avinu has always Kvitza Sadeh. In order to reach Sodom, you need Mamash Kvitza Sadeh, right? Because the way from Avraham to Sodom is 10 billion light years. So God says, you can reach them. I don't know, it's also not so good, but maybe. I mean, what everybody says is good, you know. You sure, what do you say? You didn't say anything yet, brother.
Hashem is having to wipe it out. What you said earlier is that it has to happen that way, that Hashem has to eradicate it. For Abraham, for what's to...
I hear what you say, like, Let me think.
What does the word Sodom mean?
You know, remember the Torah, this is the Chiddush Torah. Sodom is Moshe Tevis, Sudus, Tovet, Malka. The Torah from David HaMelech.
Once a little 7-year-old kid was very upset because some kids knocked him down in school and pushed to death on him, and it hurt his knee. Little American kid who came here to learn for a year.
Yeah?
And I was kind of trying to talk to him about forgiveness, and that didn't answer it for him. But then he says to me, well, you know, God wants us to learn lessons. And some people, so they learn their lessons right away and he gives them new lessons. And some people, they kind of make the mistake over and over. It gives it a little bit different way each time, and then finally they learn their lesson. But some people, they're so evil, and they don't want to learn from God at all. So he has to snuff them out like little bugs. And he... then he kind of worked it out, basically, that God knew what he was doing with this kid. He didn't have to take his revengeful action out against this child that had wronged him. But that's how he freed himself from the dilemma. And when I'm hearing this story, it kind of strikes into...
I hear what you're saying.
Is there a point? Is there a point where...
Sure there is.
Well, God has to start fresh somehow with...
There seems to be a connection between Yaakov and the smell of burning flesh.
Something somehow in humanity. And when and how does it get to the point where he feels he needs to take such drastic measures to cleanse, to allow something healthier to grow?
I hear what you say. You know what it says? By the Mabul, rain came from heaven, wiped them out. By Sodom Tez, by Yavach Hashem, he turned them over. He mamish turned them over. You know why he turned them over? Because the people of the Mabul were just bad. But they knew there was a heaven. They knew there was heaven. You know, does anybody here know what was going on with Sodom? Why did it become so bad? You know what their Torah was? They mamish believed in God. Because the king of Sodom was the pupil of Avraham Avinu. Do you know that the king of Sodom was the best pupil of Avraham Avinu?